Welcome back. So are you ready for Valentine's Day? If you're not going out to a restaurant because they're too crowded and too busy and you get poor service, this is a super easy Valentine's dinner that you can fix in probably less than a half an hour. And then I will also show you a dessert that you can serve for your treat after. So if you do keto, this is the perfect Valentine's meal for you. Okay, so we have our defrosted chicken thighs, and what we're gonna do is put in 3/4 cup of the Kraft Parmesan cheese, and then I'm gonna put in a tablespoon of Italian seasoning, and then a few shakes of the granulated garlic, and then we're gonna bread the chicken thighs. Kind of like a shake and bake. Woo. So we'll just pour that into the bag, our Parmesan cheese, throw in our tablespoon of Italian seasoning. We'll put in a few shakes. It depends on how much garlic you like. And we'll mix that together. I don't know about you, but I grew up where my mom made a lot of shake and bake things. So we're gonna just toss in our chicken thighs, seal the bag, and then just shake and bake. So they're ready to go in the air fryer now. Nicely coated. All right, so I'm just gonna lightly spray them with some avocado oil. Put it in. I'm going to go until I see the chicken. It's gonna cook for 20 minutes and it will be nice and golden brown. We'll come back and check on the chicken thighs. I already have some ground beef that I already cooked. So I'm gonna throw that in a saucepan. And then I'm gonna be using this Victoria white linen marinara. The macros on it are pretty good. I think it's pretty close to the Rouse. And I also like to add some minced garlic to this and Italian seasoning just to spice it up a little bit, give it a little bit more flavor. And then these I found at Costco. They're the organic zucchini spirals. They come in little nests. So basically after I have my sauce on the stove, I throw these in to cook them just a little bit and we have dinner. People that don't do keto in your family, you can take half the sauce out, the meat sauce out, and then pour that over pasta for them. But if you're keto, this is a great and easy side dish. Spaghetti sauce is simmering. I just threw in the organic zucchini spirals. I'm gonna stir it together, let them cook a little bit, and dinner is served. Okay, so for our vegetable side dish, we're gonna have bacon green beans with butter. It is super easy, delicious, and you just can't go wrong. So we're gonna be melting the butter. And then I'll be throwing in some bacon. All right, then we'll just be throwing in, I use the crumbled bacon from Costco. Have to always have this stuff on hand. It's just that good. Gonna turn that down a little bit. Brown in the butter. We're gonna just let that sit a little bit and then we're gonna throw in our green beans. Okay, so we threw in our green beans and we're just giving it a stir. Okay, halfway through. It's been going for about 10 minutes. We're gonna just flip these over and continue cooking. Okay, these are cooked and ready to be plated. All right, so the chicken's done. Excuse the inside of the air fryer. It's well loved. We use it almost every day. Let's plate it. And I like to just serve it over the top of the zoodles and meat sauce with the green beans on the side. Enjoy. Ah, this chicken turned out so good. Look at that. Has a nice crust on it. Golden brown, juicy. Let's try a bite. Super delicious. You have to give this a try. It's so easy. Okay, the next thing that we're gonna make is miniature cheesecakes, and I use this parchment baking cup liners for my muffin tin. So it makes it really easy to pull out and to serve. I always use these. Then you don't have to worry about everything sticking to the bottom of it. Just makes it really nice. Okay, so for this recipe, we need 2 8-ounce packages or 16 ounces of cream cheese, because I have one of these huge tubs. So I'm just gonna first weigh it, and then I will let it soften on the counter for a bit. Okay, so there we have it. 16 ounces or 1 pound of cream cheese. Then what we're gonna do is we're gonna make the crust. I like to use 1/4 cup of coconut flour and 1/4 cup of almond flour. And then I like to sweeten it up a little bit and use some monk fruit just to give it a little extra zing. I add some cinnamon to my crust, which just kind of cuts the cooling effect that sometimes you can get with keto sweeteners. Okay, so we have our 1/4 cup of butter, and so now I'm gonna be adding the 1/4 cup of coconut flour as well as 1/4 cup of almond flour. So this is the almond flour, the coconut flour, and then I'll probably just put in 1/8 of a cup, doesn't have to be precise, of the monk fruit sweetener. And then I like to do a few shakes. We like cinnamon, and cinnamon's really healthy for you. And we're just gonna stir this together. Oh, you should smell it with the cinnamon. It smells so good. We'll just put a little in each of the bottom of the muffin tin liner. You could also add nuts to the crust if you choose. With the almond flour, I just feel like it probably has enough fat in it as well as the butter. So just try to make it as even as possible. And then you're just gonna press it down. So this will be your crust. And we're gonna pre-bake these at 350 degrees for about 10 minutes. They're ready to go in the oven. Okay, so our cream cheese is nice and soft. We're gonna add 2 eggs to this, 3/4 cup of our monk fruit sweetener, and 1 teaspoon of vanilla. Okay, so we're gonna add our 1 teaspoon of vanilla. Then we're gonna add 2 eggs. Then we're gonna add 3/4 cup monk fruit sweetener. You can use whatever kind of sweetener you like. I just like using the monk fruit. I feel like it has a little less cooling effect than like erythritol by itself. So we'll dump in 3/4 cup. We're gonna stir this nicely together until everything's combined. Okay, it looks pretty good, but we're gonna scrape the sides and then give it one more go to make sure that everything's combined. See, there's chunks down there. So we wanna make sure everything's off the edges and off the bottoms. So we're gonna mix it together a little bit more. All right, that looks really good. Now this is ready to be put into the muffin tins with the crust and bake. Okay, so the crust just came out of the oven. It's pretty hot, but see how it's a little bit golden on the edges? That's what you want. So now we're gonna fill the muffin tin. Okay, so if you have one of these, this is not a cookie scoop, it's bigger. It's, I think it's a 2-ounce scoop. So if you have one of these, it makes filling the muffin tin super easy. So we just go in, and this one's broken, but it works fine. And then you just pour it on in. We'll just continue on. So this way you make it so everything is nice and even. That's like one of the most important things when you're baking. So everything cooks at the same rate, so you're not burning some and undercooking others. There we go. They're ready for the oven. Okay, we're gonna bake these for 15 minutes at 350 degrees, and then we'll chill them. Okay, so have any of you tried the Lily's salted caramel chocolate bar? Oh, it's so good. And today we're gonna melt this down and drizzle it over the top of our cheesecakes. Delish. The cheesecakes are ready to take out of the oven. They have a little bit of jiggle to them. That's what you want. And we're gonna let these cool a little bit while we get our chocolate ready and our strawberries. I have half of the Lily's chocolate bar right here, and we're just gonna microwave it for stir it, and hopefully it will be thin enough to drizzle onto our cheesecakes. Okay, so that was 40 seconds in the microwave. We obviously need to go a little bit longer. They're still large chunks. You just don't want to go too long because then you can scorch your chocolate. So we're gonna put it in for another 15 seconds. Okay, so that looks pretty good. If you wanted to thin the chocolate out, all you have to do is add some oil or butter to thin it out. But this looks like a perfect drizzle consistency. So we're gonna start drizzling the chocolate. Okay, so on some of them I put strawberries, but you don't have to if you don't want to. And then we'll just go back and forth with the chocolate to make a pretty design and just give it some added flavor and make it look really presentable. This is the salted caramel Lily's bar. It should taste divine. I'm lucky I'm not a perfectionist. You can get really creative with this. And I like to add the chocolate before the cheesecake set in the fridge. I feel like it adheres better to the cheesecake, so just do it before you put it in the fridge. Okay, so here they are. This one's probably, I like this one probably the best. But they're gonna look beautiful to serve, some more than others. So I hope you have a wonderful Valentine's Day, and just know that these freeze really well, so you can make them ahead of time, or they can stay in the fridge for 3 to 5 days covered. Enjoy, guys. Have a happy Valentine's Day.